Welcome along to the stream, everybody. Hope you're all okay. Looking forward to this game, but obviously the headline is no Jayden Philogene. No Philogene. Gutting. Gutting news. Absolutely gutting. But it'll be interesting to see how we fare without him and how this will affect team selection. So, Jensen has been and got the McVitie's logo on the bottom of his home and away kits. I was thinking about doing the same, but I can't be bothered to waste my money just yet. I'd love Harry Vaughan to start. Do I see it? Sadly not. But I think there's what I'll say is there's a reason I've put Dokan Sinek in this thumbnail tonight. That's what I'm going to say. Gallagher, how you doing? We've been fine without Tufan, Slater and Morton. Yeah, true. I think Philogene's just a different class. Evening, Ashley. Hope you're all right, mate. Jeff, how you doing? Ollie, I've seen your message asking for a birthday shout out, so happy birthday for next week, mate. I think it's next week, isn't it? I think it's next week. Me and family members' birthdays just don't go well. I can hardly remember any. I know my grandma's is around Christmas, something like it's in the 20s. I know mine, obvs. I know the other three people who live in this house, obviously. But the rest of you, if there are any family watching, I ain't got a clue. Not alone, Joe. Fair play. Wednesday, Ollie. Thought it was. Okay. Where to begin? I think we'll first start with Sheffield Wednesday. I'll put a banner up for this, actually. We'll just call this the general chat segment, shall we? Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah. Chansiri's not the most well-liked bloke around the Sheffield postcodes at the moment, is he? Well, I'd imagine on one half of the city, they're loving it. But I'd imagine the owl half are not too pleased with him. In case you're unaware, what I will say is sorry for any fireworks you hear going on out there. Idiots are doing it 3 days before. Why is it composed a tweet? No, I want to search in Chansiri. So, Dafon Chansiri, Sheffield Wednesday owner, has asked. It is, well, Leo, my topic, Wilkes. It's something. It's quite something, that, isn't it? We're not going to talk much about Malik Wilkes, though, although he has had some... You know what? We will talk about Malik Wilkes. We will talk about Malik Wilkes after this comment. After I talk about this. And David says he's just enjoying the shit show at Wednesday at the minute, which is fair enough. So, Sheffield Wednesday owner Dafon Chansiri essentially told fans to fund the $2 million that the club needed to pay HMRC and player wages. He said, if 20,000 people gave £100, then it's $2 million and it'll be clear. So we can finish it. That would cover everything. HMRC and the wages. That would need to be done before November the 10th if they don't want to pass the 30 days. but that means there can be no next time. It needs to be before to make it safe. If it was on the 5th, then there would be 10 days left. If we were to hit 30 days, we'll get a ban for 3 windows. Essentially, Dave on Chancery and, well, he didn't pay some stuff to HMRC, which, if you're unaware, is the tax authority in the United Kingdom. His Majesty's Revenue and Customs is what it stands for. In the name of the King, obviously. Everything. King and country, all that kind of thing. England! What was that? So, this got a lot of backlash. And when I say a lot of backlash, I mean, oh my God, I think I called him a cretin or an out-of-touch twat or something like that on Twitter. And this prompted Dave on Chancery to release an official statement in which he said, further to my interview in the media earlier this week, I would like to take this opportunity to expand on some of the detail and also provide an update to the situation. I can confirm that all of our players and staff have been paid their salaries in full. I can also confirm that the outstanding HMRC amount has been satisfied and the EFL embargo will be lifted. Regarding my interview, I agreed to do this because I was asked and I wish to be as transparent as possible. I was asked questions and provided the answers at that time. The business world moves very quickly, which I stressed. I received funds due to me, which allowed me to transfer funds to the club. Money owed to me was late, and this had the potential to impact on the club. I explained there is a big difference between cash flow and cash in the bank. Money is moved around in business on a daily basis, and the current financial climate is impacting on cash flow for businesses all around the world. Thankfully, as far as we are concerned, the issue is now resolved, which brings me to the situation of fans donating money to save your club. When I was asked what would happen if money owed to me was not paid in time, I said if 20,000 fans paid £100 each, it would resolve the issue. I was making the situation totally clear if I did not have the available funds, but ultimately it did not come to that. In business, what happens today can be very different tomorrow, and right now this is finished. As I said in the interview, there are no, quote, games, unquote, here. This was a serious situation. I understand that some things are hard to hear, and believe me, some things are hard to say. The bottom line is that Sheffield Wednesday means everything to me, and I will always try my best to do my best for our club today and tomorrow. It's a bit of a weird statement. Essentially, what he said is he meant what he said about fans funding it, but he didn't actually mean it because it was a hypothetical, which makes sense. And then he's also said that Sheffield Wednesday, he said, and I quote here, the bottom line is that Sheffield Wednesday means everything to me, and I will always try my best and do my best for our club today and tomorrow. This is a few weeks after saying that he would never put a single penny into the football club again. Oh, it's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. Oh my God. But David is right, though. He makes the Alams seem not so bad. And Ashley says he'd take the Alams over that CUNT any day. So, yeah, man, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. Ollie, how about a fight outside Tesco? Here we go. Here we go. Don't you forget about our fight. Here we go. Lidl, then, it is a deal. So Jensen is now fighting two people outside Lidl. This is great. This is great. I absolutely. Hold on. Two fights he's going to lose. Bloody hell. See, this is why I love these, because we just get little nuggets of information like this, and it's great. Ollie's going to Wrexham versus Mansfield on the way back for a 7:45 kickoff. That'll be a good game. If I print a Stephen Quinn card out, can you get him on a white card for us, Ollie? I'm kidding. You don't have to stick around and meet Stephen Quinn for me. Right then. Right then. We'll talk now about Malik Wilks. Because Owen, you know by now you've got to stick around for this, mate. Come on. Right. Let's talk about Malik Wilks, shall we? And more notably, the criticism Malik Wilks has been getting from Sheffield Wednesday fans on Twitter. And I want to spark a debate in chat now. All right. Before we get to previewing the actual game, let's just have a debate, shall we? To satisfy Leo. Malik Wilks. Malik Wilks. We know the chant about the size of his member and how it goes in his sock and stuff like that. Malik Wilks, what are your thoughts on him generally? Leo's put the paints down. Smith's toy. Oh, bloody hell. Right, Malik Wilks in chat now. Your opinions. While I read through some of this stuff, right? He got a lot of stick, did Malik, a bit ago. It was the week that we played Southampton. It was after that game. All right? Let's not have Malik Wilks anywhere near the squad. These are all on Twitter. Let's not have Malik Wilks anywhere near the squad. Malik Wilks was awful. If Malik Wilks gets near that squad near that squad again, the manager and his staff unfortunately have no effing idea. Big improvement, but bringing Malik Wilks on was the downfall. He did nothing but give the ball away, too slow and no ball control whatsoever. Give us your 3-word match review. Malik effing Wilks. I can cope with players being a bit, we're used to that. But wandering around watching the game without 1 ounce of effort, passion or commitment is inexcusable. Take a bow, Malik Wilks. Then take a taxi and never soil our shirt again. Surely this is about Danny Rowe's first game. Surely he's learned that Malik Wilks is awful. Leave him there today. So much better today. First time I've come away from a game this season absolutely gutted. A performance to build on that. But Malik Wilks has just put in the worst sub-appearance I've seen in a very long time. All that weight for Malik Wilks, and he's just crap at football, really. It's not going to work for Malik Wilks, is it? If Malik Wilks is the answer, we need another question. Lazy and pointless. Malik Wilks, man. Hopefully never see Malik Wilks in a Wednesday shirt again. Horrendous player. Malik Wilks should never wear a Wednesday top again. Imagine playing like Malik Wilks and getting paid a fortune. Absolute shite he is. Malik Wilks is no better than Ashley Fletcher. Never let Malik Wilks near a Wednesday shirt ever again. Malik Wilks needs a fresh start in January. Malik Wilks is shocking. Hopefully, Roll has seen enough of Malik Wilks in this game not to bring him on again. Absolutely shite. Difference a bit of quality makes. They bring on a Spreer, and we have Malik Wilks. I don't ever want to see Malik Wilks in an Owls shirt again, please. Worst player I've ever seen. Yeah, he didn't go down particularly well. Not good enough for the championship. Fact. Did we remember to keep the receipt for Malik Wilks? I never want to see Malik Wilks in a Wednesday shirt again. Much improved until he came on. Get rid of Malik Wilks. I've seen enough. Get Malik Wilks gone. He wasn't a popular man, let's say. Now, when he was a Hull City player, Malik used to watch these. And if he's watching tonight, Malik, I feel so bad for you. I feel so sorry that I've just had to read all of them out. Right then. Wilks could be good if he could be bothered. Think he's great at stabbing at wow. He's a mid-table League One player at best. He can frustrate me, but don't mind him. Just show what he said to me. Like that, Leo. Who was that City player on a big reputation? Ended up being crap, playing in League Two. Think he came on loan. If we're thinking of the same person, probably Marcus Maddison came in on loan as our Jared Bowen replacement in January 2020. It was really, really good in League One. Worked with Grant McCann before. And there were rumours, and I have now had it confirmed to me that these rumours were true by people I know, that he was out getting drunk the night before they travelled to Stoke away and stuff like that. Again, we'd go on to lose 5-1 and he would be an unused substitute. Marcus Maddison has now been criminally charged for punching an old woman in the face over some cheesy chips, I think. Let's Google it. Speaking of punching people in the face, whoever's setting those fireworks off, I'm going to go out and smack them. So, Marcus Maddison admitted to causing grievous bodily harm when he attacked a 60-year-old woman in Darlington in September. He's been jailed for 20 months. He this is it. Marcus Maddison, and I'm quoting an article from The Sun here. An ex-footballer who hurled cheesy chips at a stranger before punching her in the face during a kebab shop queue row has been put behind bars. Marcus Maddison's assault left the 60-year-old woman with complex facial fractures after he delivered a heavy blow whilst wearing a large ring on his finger. Maddison, who began his career as a youth team player with Newcastle United, had called the woman's daughter a fat SLAG before the attack. Violence erupted after the former midfielder left the Gate nightclub in Darlington at 3 a.m. in the early hours of Sunday, the 25th of September last year. Yeah. So, he's a pleasant bloke, isn't he? Dodged a bullet not getting that Hadji right. Yeah, I saw your comment earlier, Coxie. I was going to come on to it. Him and Ellis Sims are not working out as replacements for Victor Gyökeres. Tufan shirt is tucked away. nice and safe. We're nearly half an hour in, and there's still so much to talk about. Millwall's hunt for a manager and how they're not getting anyone. And Bristol City, and it's now either Frank Lampard or Liam Manning. Frank Lampard at Ashton Gate. That would be something. That would be something. Also, Wayne Rooney is a terrible manager, and in his press conference, a reporter asked him, "What advice would you give to Erik ten Hag about managing Manchester United?" Now, I get he's a Man United legend and stuff, right? But, right? Asking Wayne Rooney, who's into his third permanent manager's job, yet to win that one, yet to win a single game in that job, and then his previous two jobs had win percentages of under 30%. What would you do if you were managing Man United? What advice would you give to the manager of the most marketable football club in the world? It's a great question. It's a question that has absolutely no logic whatsoever. And it's quite funny. Quite funny. A bit worrying that Jadon has carried us the last couple of games and now he's out injured. Hopefully another winger steps up. Fingers crossed. Coxie, you've segued us perfectly there into team news, where Jadon Philogene will miss the trip to the Hawthorns with a minor muscle injury. He's expected to return to face Huddersfield Town in a week's time. Tyler Morton is back in contention after recovering from a minor groin injury. Regan Slater remains absent, but he will be back for either Swansea or Rotherham after the next international break. Not another one. Opinions on Lampard? I think he's out of his depth, personally. I think Lampard is a terrible manager. And I think it won't be long before he's out managing in Saudi with Steven Gerrard. Same with Wayne Rooney, to be fair. And Robbie Fowler has been sacked by second-tier Saudi club now, I think. Let me double-check that, but I swear I read that somewhere. Yeah, Robbie Fowler has just been sacked by Saudi second-tier side Al Qadsiya. He never amounted to anything as a manager, did he? But he's got a load of cash, so fair play to him. Rooney gone before Christmas. Rosie to give him boot cleaning job in New Year. Have we not got the academy players to do that now? Who am I kidding? Our academy players won't do that. Hang on. Right, let's get cracking through some of this, shall we? We're going to rattle through this because honestly, the general chat stuff is just the greatest. Right then, ref watch. The referee is Andrew Kitchen. Two liners are Rob Smith and Adam Creasel. Fourth official is Jeff Elchingham. Anthony Taylor has been dropped to championship duties this weekend. And he's doing Preston versus Coventry. It's not even like they've stuck him on a big game, because there aren't any big games. I can remember we played Burnley around Christmas time in our last promotion season to the Premier League under Steve Bruce. And We had Mark Clattenburg refereeing that one, and it was for no other reason other than it was a televised game, and they wanted a Premier League standard referee to referee a game what at the end of the season after the playoffs was all all done and dusted, a game between two Premier League teams, and it was so refreshing. And we complain about Premier League referees, right? But you compare them to Championship referees. Watching Mark Clattenburg in that game, it was like watching what was he called? Simon Marciniak in the World Cup final. Refereed everything perfectly to an absolute T. And it was remarkable. It was remarkable, the difference. It was absolutely remarkable. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. But it's a sorry state of affairs when referees that are terrible, absolutely terrible, so much better than what we're used to. Well, to be fair, Clattenburg was a decent ref, but you compare Anthony Taylor to some of the referees we like. Compare Anthony Taylor to Gavin Ward, right? And it will be night and day the difference. It will be remarkable. Leo, I'm not sure what you said. Here we go at mate. To be honest with you, I'm sorry. If you don't want to put it in chat, send me a message and I'll read it. Explain how Darren England is deemed unsuitable for Prem VAR, but suitable to referee a champ game. PGMOL is corrupt, I swear to God. I'm out of focus. Let's try and fix this focus, shall I? Come on. This is horrible. I honestly, if I can get a HDMI for my proper camera, I will. If I'm gonna look for one in the new year, I genuinely am. Um, what Ollie said. Oh, oh. Um, what? There we go. Back in focus. Back in focus. There we go. What bad? Speaking of refs, what's with us getting the dodgy refs every home game? The ref versus Preston was awful for both teams, randomly adding 2 extra minutes to extra time. That Philogene sub did not take an extra minute and a half, by the way. Uh, I filmed the whole thing. It was about 20 seconds that needed added on. I hate fireworks. So annoying. Anyway, talk of friendlies in the international break. Do you think they'll be open to fans or behind closed doors? They'll be behind closed doors, Jeff. They'll be behind closed doors. They'll just be done at the training ground, or we'll do what we did last season and we'll go and play like Man City's reserves or under 21s at their training ground or something like that. And the squad will come in handy around Christmas because we've got what? Watford. Watford QPR, Middlesbrough, Cardiff, Bristol City, Sunderland, Blackburn, and Chef Wednesday all in the space of a month. If you count the Rotherham game as well, that's 9 games in like a month and 3 days. The squad is gonna come in so handy with rotating players and stuff. It's gonna be so useful. So useful. Um, am I at college now? No, it's half term. This is my bedroom, pal. In terms of am I at college generally, yes. Um, you know your bed where you took here to a game somewhere in London. Ollie, that makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The FA Cup to oh yes, and the FA Cup. And the FA Cup. The FA Cup will come in just after that Chef Wednesday game. So in a month and like 8 days, we'll have 10 games. Tough. So tough. And then we might could you imagine if we get an FA Cup replay as well? Oh, that'd be horrible. That'd be absolutely horrible. Although they are scrapping replays soon, which I think we discussed this on a preview a few weeks ago, which is dirty. It's absolutely filthy that they're doing that, in my opinion. You think there's anything behind Connolly not getting any game time lately? Seems to be leaving Delap on full 90 now. Felt versus Preston. Delap was exhausted. Connolly still didn't get on. I have some news. One is reported. The other was kind of reported, but has probably slipped under the radar for a lot of you. So Aaron Connolly lost his grandma very recently for the. So that was before the Southampton game. Then the day of the Birmingham game was her funeral. On, I think it was Tuesday night, he flew back to Ireland, attended a funeral on Wednesday morning, and then flew back to be on the bench on that Wednesday night against Birmingham. So I think a lot of it is letting Connolly just giving Connolly the space to clear his head. And he was going to play for the under-21s on Tuesday, but that game was postponed because of the rain and the waterlogging the pitch terribly. But due to playing that game, I was told before there were about 4 first teamers. Turns out there were 7. I was told there would be Matty Jacob, Gurkhan Sinek, Harry Vaughan, and Aaron Connolly. Liam Rosenior has confirmed yesterday that the players meant to play were Lottatala, Fairlong, Andy Smith, Vaughan Sinek, Connolly, and Doherty. Obviously, that game didn't go ahead, which was a real shame, but that's why they're going to arrange some friendlies to keep match sharpness high. There is another under-20. The under-21s have got a few games coming up. They've got the Premier League Cup game next week. They've got a league game next week. They've got an East Riding Senior Cup game the week after, which will be mostly played by under-18s, I think. But I think for a player like Bora, that would be a great experience to stick him in there against Pocklington Town on a freezing cold November night at Bishop Burton. I think that would be a great experience for the kid because it's introducing him to a new style of football. These academy boys that have been like sort of coached and babied to play a certain way on the nicest of pitches. In this competition, because it's a county cup, City have to enter a team. And there's a reluctance to play first team players, obviously. There's a reluctance to play under-21s players because they are kind of still on professional contracts. So you tend to see 1 or 2 under-21s players chucked in because even though they're under 21s players, they've still signed professional contracts, and they can still. And if there's an injury crisis in the first team, all of a sudden, with all these games we've got coming up, under 21s lads are right in there. You look at Sims, Green when he comes back from his loan. Jarvis and Woody will be coming back from their loans in a week or so's time at Shelburne. Jevon Mills. Who else is there? Rocco, Coyle, Raj Pallet coming back from injury. Love it, love it, love it, Raj. Yeah, all these guys, Sandat, they are professional players, right? So they are still an asset ultimately, and the ones that aren't an asset currently are the under 18s. So they'll get slung in. Chances are, what Stan Ashby will play, and some of the lads who don't really get much of a chance for the under 21s for whatever reason that'll be, will see them play as well, I think. And I've not really heard much about Bora in the games he's played for us so far. Not sure if we'll be signing him permanently. Rosenior seems to be pleased with him, and they've got him on a path, they say. For me, I've only watched him play once. And that's just the nature of how No, I've watched him play twice. But once didn't really count because he got a token 5 minutes at the end, and the game was already won. But I've watched him play like a decent chunk of time once, and he looks a decent little player, very raw, but there's a player in there. And once he adapts to an English way of life and to the system properly and his teammates, he's been up training with the first team a few times as well. I think there's a player in there, and I think it is worth us keeping him on. We've stalled again. Let's get motoring back through this, shall we? Stats from the Preston game. Love that possession. Loving those shots. Only two on target, though. That's not great. West Brom's team, looking head-to-head wise, it's a strong squad. And they've got a very good manager in Carlos Corberan. In their last game, they had Alex Palmer in goal. Their back three was Cedric Keeper, Kyle Bartley, and Eric Peters. Midfield, they had Pippa, the wing back, and Matt Phillips wide. In the midfield, they had Chalobah, Yakushlu, and Alex Mower, I think. Yeah, Alex Mower. Then up top, they had Grady Diangana and Jed Wallace with injuries to Jeremy Samiento, I believe. On their bench, they did have former Tiger Connor Townsend, Brandon Thomas Asante, but no Daryl DK, no Josh Marger, no Jeremy Samiento. So they've got a lot of injuries in that striker position, have West Brom. And we'll move on to form quick, and then because we're really rattling through this now. I like this pace. Now we see when we spend ages chatting, it's great, but I also am a big fan of this pace. So West Brom's last five there, beat Sheff Wednesday, lost to Birmingham before they got Wayne Rooney. Drew at Plymouth, beat QPR, beat Cov, us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lost to Ipswich, draw with Millwall, lost to Southampton, and 2 wins on the bounce against Birmingham and Preston. And looking at the league table, we're very close to them. We will leapfrog them if we win. And it's very tight until we get to here. That's all I'm saying. Ipswich are a great side, and them and Rotherham have got a game in hand as well. We're still the only team to take points off Leicester, by the way. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. For a bit of self-love for us. Right, around the grounds. Kicking off in 4 minutes. Leicester versus Leeds. Tomorrow, all 3 o'clock kickoffs these. Millwall versus Southampton, us versus West Brom, Swansea versus Sunderland, Stoke versus Cardiff, Rotherham versus QPR, Preston versus Coventry, Plymouth versus Middlesbrough, Huddersfield versus Watford, Bristol City versus Sheffield Wednesday, and Birmingham versus Ipswich. And then on Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff, because it's smart to put this game at 12 o'clock, innit? Norwich versus Blackburn. Could they not have done like Preston versus Coventry instead? It's a bit closer. Not much, but it's a bit closer. But the EFL and Sky will be the EFL and Sky, I suppose. Memorable match. What a day this was. We brought to an end a streak of no wins with a great win against West Brom at home on the 3rd. It was on this day 5 years ago. That's by pure coincidence I picked that. It was Fraser Campbell who got the goal for us. And our team was David Marshall in goal, back four, Reece Burke, Tommy Elphick, Jordi Device, and Eric Lehigh, the captain. Midfield 3 of Henriksen, Batty, and Irvine. Bowen and Grzycki, the wingers, with Fraser Campbell up front. The bench, George Long, the goalkeeper, Kevin Stewart, Todd Kane, Will Keane, Robbie McKenzie, Max Sheaf, and Chris Martin. The team for West Brom, notable names, former Tigers, Connor Townsend, Jake Livermore, and Boaz Myhill on the bench that day. And the last time we played these guys, Benjamin Tete. His one goal and what a hit it was. Got injured the very next game. Benjamin Tete gave us the lead just after the half-an-hour mark, and then Sean McLaughlin got on the end of a corner and it deflected him off Dara O'Shea. Our team that day, exactly what, 8 months ago? Yeah, 8 months ago. Cal Darlow in goal. Back four, Louis Coyle, Alfie Jones, Sean McLaughlin, and Callum Elder. Midfield 3 of Xavier Simons, Greg Doherty, and Ozan Tufan. Slater was wide this game because that was the injury by time, and so was Ryan Longman, who had a good game that day. Up top was Benjamin Tete. Timothy Lottatala, Jacob Bruce, Tobias Figueiredo, Aliyah Sayadmanesh, Malcolm Abue, Adama Traore, and Oscar Estupiñán as well. West Brom, former Tiger Connor Townsend, and former Tiger Target, who we tried to bring in Shota Avaladze's summer transfer window, but he chose West Brom instead. Johnson. We were also linked with Yakuza that summer, but Mika Seri clear. Mika Seri is clear. Shared Shirts was close to being Cyril, but it's not Cyril. Do I think Oscar will come back? No, I think Oscar will go. Jeff agrees with me. Wonder if Rosie will go 2 wingers or if he'll play a Dama on the wing again. I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest fan of a Dama on the wing. Yeah. We'll see, won't we? We'll see. But I do think a winger will come in for Philogene. I don't think we'll get him stolen loads of it like a trial run yet, but Coxie, you make a great point. Oscar Tete for Met not done much. Tete got injured, and Oscar, I looked at this on the Hull Say It Best podcast a few weeks ago, and neither of them have scored yet. Headley Kilo is out tomorrow. That's an interesting one. Or we could just not play him, but who are you on about there? Traore. I don't think you can drop Traore after that performance. Maybe we could try to find where 2 false 9, perhaps. But we've got the lap. We've got the lap. Anyway, the record against these guys, some adverts have popped up, so let me hide them quickly. As I reload the page. No, go away. I'm not giving companies free advertising, and I've clicked the wrong thing there. Oh, for God's sake. Right, here we go. It doesn't look too great, this, does it? It was 6 defeats on the bounce before we beat them in March. Last time we won at the Hawthorns, was October 2008. Oh, wow. Oh, dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That doesn't bode well. Shared shirts. It was close to being Big Cyril, but it's not. I've gone for Shane Long. Was with West Brom from 2011 until he joined us in the January of 2014. 22 goals for them in 87 appearances. Joined us, was with us from January 2014 until like the end of July 2014 after some Europa League games. 17 appearances, 4 goals. But those 4 goals were so sweet. Him and Janovic combined so well to keep us in the Premier League. I think Longman will go. I like Ryan, but I agree. Delap and Twine, 4-4-2, 3-4-1-2, fair. Twine, I mean, fair enough. Look, Twine's a fan, but I've got to say, has a hell of an engine on him. Yep, brilliant. And that goal will come. That goal will definitely come for him. Predicted 11 then. What are we going to do with Morton coming back and the Philogene absence as well? I reckon it'll be all top in goal. Coyle, Jones, McLaughlin and Greaves, the back four. Morton, Seri and Twine centrally. Twine and Traore could be switched. But I think on the left, in comes Durkan Sinek. Rasinha's been talking him up. Let's see what he's about. Let's see what he's about. And up top, Liam Delap, bench, Ingram, Vinagre, Tufan, Doherty, Harry Vaughan, who I'd love to see start, but I think Rasinha will pick Sinek. Makilo, Andy Smith, Cyrus Christie, and Aaron Connolly. What do you think of my Sinek call, chat? What do you think? What do you think? And while you're talking about my Sinek call, get the score predictions in. I want to see Sinek, but I think Rosie will pick Alayar. Interesting. I'd like Steve have a chance. Leo says it's shite. Nice one. Right, predicted scores and Sinek verdict. While you do that, I'll tell you mine. I can sense a win. First win at the Hawthorns since October 2008 is coming. I think it'll be 2-1. Goals, Delap, and Traore. That's what I'm thinking. Wouldn't surprise me if Christie goes on the right. That's a great shout, Ollie. A really good shout. 1-1. Gallagher 2-1. Nice. Jeff 0-0. Jeff, I saw your comment earlier. Enjoy the Ferriby home game tomorrow. Yeah, that's that. Thank you. We've got a few more. Mark 2-2. Ashley 2-2. Doubt Liam remembers who Sinek is. That's weird considering how much he's talked him up in pre-season and running up to now. Give him a shot, Liam. Come on. Right. Anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take great care if you're going down to the Hawthorns tomorrow. If you're staying in Hull, it's dry. But if you're driving down to West Brom, then we're going into the rain and the wind of Storm Kieran. So wrap up warm and be safe on the roads. Take care, everyone. See you later. Up the Tigers. And goodbye.